Caviar Dreamers.
Well, hello, Caviar Dreamers. We have a great podcast today because it's about women entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I'm really excited about
young
today.
women.
Young women. Jess and Dani both have their own very successful companies at a really young age. And I think women entrepreneurs is such an interesting subject because I feel like when a lot of women say, I'm going to start my own company, people say, it's a phase. She'll get a real job soon. It won't work out. Don't worry. Just try it. You could always get a real job.
I know. And when they call it not a real job, that pisses me off. This is a real job.
It's
women
a real
creating
job that
companies and
jobs.
Yeah. And women creating companies and industries at a young age is so impressive. And I can't wait to hear how these young women had the confidence. They could teach other people. Mm-hmm. And now they own two separate amazing businesses and they're teaming up together to do a collab.
And that, again, is something I cannot wait to talk to them about because I feel like a lot of people get nervous to share their ideas or they're very competitive. And obviously that's not how we feel, and we've never felt that way. It's not a race that someone wins. We could all win if we help each other to the finish line.
Exactly. So I can't wait to meet them. It's such inspirational young women who can inspire so many others to chase their dreams. And I like it because they're starting young.
They are. So let's get them in.
Let's get them in there. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, how pretty. How cute they are.
So nice to meet you both.
So nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for coming on.
I know. We're so excited to have such amazing women like yourselves. So young, so inspirational.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're honored to be with you guys because you guys are such role models and have definitely set a trailblazing career and lifestyle and goals to set for. So we're honored to be here with you.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, we were just saying before you came on, you know what I love? You're so young. You went for it. And unfortunately, like people always say, it's like, you know, it's great, start a business, then you can get a real job. And that repulses us when people say that. And people think a lot of times when women start something, oh, it's a hobby, it's this, it's that. And you guys are young and you guys both have successful businesses. So what gave you the courage? Like, so that could inspire other people. I know what gave you the courage, but I want other people to know, like, how did you get the courage and to both each start your businesses?
You'll go first?
Yeah, I can start. So yeah, I'm Dani. My company is Inked by Dani. It's a brand of hand-drawn temporary tattoos. So I've been an artist my whole life. I hand draw everything in our collection.
They're so great. I know. Lucy works with us, has been wearing them on her nails. She's been doing everything. They're great.
We'll put them on later and show you because it's so fun.
And yeah, so I started my business during my senior year of college, and I definitely was nervous. I was kind of just playing around with it to start. And I honestly don't even know if I would have ever had that courage to just go out there and really do it. Except for like the fact that like I almost kind of got that sort of courage and demand from our customers and from everyone who saw it. So I think it was really like everyone else who gave me the courage to do it. I don't even know if it came from within. Innately, I'm not the biggest risk taker, but just seeing the feedback that we were getting, pretty much right off the bat, I was still in college, getting all these requests from huge retailers that were wanting the product.
Coachella. We were all like, Dani and I have known each other for a really long time. So I just remember when everyone was wearing Coachella, it was the hottest item that you could be like, because it was art and everyone had those gold colorful ones, but no one had like the art that you maybe would want to permanently put on your body, but couldn't. Or not, ready to.
Exactly. No, it was perfect because like me and my friends, we were all our target customer. We were really the people who would be into what we were making. So I saw the huge trend. I'm sure you guys remember like those gold foil tattoos, just really seeing that no one was making more elevated, sophisticated designs, things that you would want to get as a real one. If you didn't want to commit like me, I knew my parents would kill me if I got a real tattoo. I think that's still the case.
We care a lot about our parents. If we bring them up in here, it's not because of our age. It's because we just respect their opinion.
I love it.
Nice.
That's so sweet.
No, of course. But that just kind of, I didn't even tell my parents because I was so nervous, kind of what you were saying before, that they're going to be like, okay, great, cute, that's a fun hobby, but like you still need to find a job when you graduate. So I kind of kept it on the DL for a bit, and then finally came to them. I was like, Mom, Dad, I started this company. It's temporary tattoos. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, just wait. And then by the time I graduated, we were shipping to stores nationwide. Our website was really taking off. I could barely leave my dorm room, so I was fulfilling orders like crazy. So just kind of that natural like takeoff and natural like progression of what the company turned into, that really gave me almost like no choice but to keep going. So I think I got very lucky in that sense that the demand sort of took over, and I realized like, okay, wow, people are loving this. Like there's even more of a demand than I think I ever even realized for this product. So I think I got a very lucky start in that way.
Not just luck. She's very talented.
Very talented.
My biggest cheerleader here.
Oh, that's good. You each support each other. So tell me about you.
So I'm Jess, or Jessica, or Jessie. I get called a lot of different names, but Jess is typically what I go by in business. My company's Bondeye Jewelry, launched 2 or 3 years ago, 2018. I started it as well, my senior year in college, after Dani and I actually met years ago, but we were brought back together while we were living in Sydney, which is where Bondi,
Bondi
the name comes from. So for me,
wait, now what were you doing living in Sydney? Was that a semester abroad type of thing?
Yes. So we were both there for like 7 months. Like we were there for longer than the average person,
Where
I guess.
did you guys go to school? Where did you go to school?
I went to the University of Michigan.
And I went to the University of Southern California.
Okay, got it. Both very smart girls, very great schools.
I did start the company when I was a senior in college as well, after studying abroad in Australia. For me, Australia was actually the inflection or turning point in my kind of mentality as a businesswoman and entrepreneur. I was studying sports and business my whole life. And so I was in the School of Kinesiology. I studied sport management. I worked for a sport agency when I graduated college. And then I moved to Milwaukee for 2 years and worked for the Milwaukee Bucks after that. It's kind of simultaneous to my passion project, not my little love, but to me, Bondi was my dream, my love, everything. I poured my heart and soul, but I knew, as we all just talked about, you don't just get gifted a, fine jewelry company and it succeeds and it blows up and you can sustain a lifestyle like that. I had to definitely work hard to juggle the two and combine them together to be able to go full-time Bondi. But sports was kind of one side of me because my background has always been business, entrepreneur, like that marketing, broadcast savvy,
yes.
All of those. I was in a lot of different fields in the industry. And then I was designing Bondi on the side because I was always wearing like 14 rings when I was younger. Like this is actually minimal for me right now.
So good.
And so, and I always said jewelry was my first love, but I never wanted to necessarily be in the fashion industry. And I think I related well to the hustle mentality of the sports industry just because of actually it being a male dominated industry. And for me, I have a strong personality. I'm not that sensitive, and I work really hard and I'm very direct. And sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad, but that was kind of where I was able to gain my business knowledge and really like hone in and everything I would need to know to launch a company. I feel like I got from there. And then when it was time, and Bondi, it actually, once we launched on Goop and sort of began to take off within the first few months of launch, after launching there, I ended up leaving Milwaukee and then went full-time Bondi, which was like a dream. And I've been living a dream for like the last 2 years. I don't know how long has it been since COVID? 2 years?
No.
It feels like 10 at this
how long?
point.
A little over a year.
You always have to like add a year in. You forget. You're like, oh, it's only been 2 years. Like, no, just kidding. It's 3. 2020 happened. It's like
I know. It's like I can't even remember myself. I'm like, what happened? Where was I? Who am I? So tell me, like both of you, is your stuff made domestically? Like, how did you know how to get it made? Your stuff is made domestically, Dani?
Yes. Everything is made here in the US, which is amazing. And I'm so proud to say that.
And what about you, Jess?
So I design and develop in New York and then produce parts of the collection overseas, parts in New York, depending on.
You have to. Jewelry is very hard to make here.
Yeah.
For sure. And we're sustainable in everything we do, with from the gemstones to the gold to the diamonds to our packaging. And I do feel like the quality I've received overseas is top, so gorgeous. The other thing is, the little context that I kind of forgot when I was being really long-winded with my background, was the whole reason behind me, like for me starting Bondi, was I felt when I was a senior in college, obviously things have changed over time. There was not an accessible e-com on trend that didn't have to ask my mom for permission type of let's, get that satisfaction and love and joy that jewelry brings to people, because jewelry always signifies something special. I mean, you can look at any piece of jewelry that you own and remember where, when, and why you got it, whether it's something happy, sad, heartbreak, anniversary, whatever it could be, but you will remember where you got that piece from. And so what I felt was I wanted to always be that accessible space for any and all. And of course, anyone's going to say, I want to reach every woman, every demographic, every age, and be buying jewelry affordable. But that's definitely been the DNA and values of Bondi, to the point where the way I learned by experience was actually starting Bondi when I graduated lower end, and it was all plated. And then once I kind of really took from my business perspective and my design perspective, combined them together, and then kind of used my knowledge from what I gained from the first part of the line to feel confident enough to bring it high end, and used my business background, my knowing need that people are trying to access this fine jewelry in different price points. Like some people want to get a $200 gift. Some people want to get an $1,000 gift. Some people want to get a $5,000 gift to buy it.
It's hard to scale up your business and cut your teeth on a cheaper product for you before you invest in such a huge step as to opening a fine jewelry.
Well, I also had no background in jewelry. So I was like, okay, my business self in the time, in the moment, 6 years ago, again, now the industry is beyond oversaturated, especially on e-com. But at the time, I really felt there was only a few hubs where I could go directly for jewelry and know, I was going to end up leaving that cart with it, like something I wanted, felt good about, and loved, and was excited to get. And I think when I ultimately, as I got deeper into Bondi and it started to actually do well, when I first started, when I was working at the sports agency in New York City, I realized that wasn't the quality of product I myself wanted to wear anymore, nor the product I wanted to put out in front of the world. So I wanted to rebrand, relaunch, and go high end, because that's what I was starting to, I appreciated the timeless and classiness and the importance of jewelry, the milestone it represents. And I would be with all the agents and they'd be like, I need to get my wife this amazing gift. And I would be like, let me find you another website, because I don't want you to spend $500 on something that's not real. Like, it just didn't make.
No, I get it. I totally get it.
How did you get connected with Goop?
You on Goop also, Dani?
We have been a part of their gift guides, their yearly holiday guides. So we've been online for those each year. It's been amazing.
Yeah, so that's been good. So Jessie, is that, and then you launched on Goop?
So our first retailer we ever launched on was Goop. We are now in, I think, all of their stores that are open. So SAG and Miramar, Hawaii, New York, Brentwood. We love Goop. We do. Gwyneth is a really amazing woman, and really, I feel, took a lot of faith, and really, I had sent her a piece and wrote her a note, and she was a very, very kind class act, and sent a thank you card back, and we connected eventually after that. And I really believe she was a little bit of an angel that kind of was a catalyst to my confidence, Bondi's success, and a lot of the recognition that Bondi has received, because she believed in us at the beginning when anyone could shoot you down at any point in time. And that was not the way that she operates. She does not care about the name of the brand.
Yeah, I love to hear that she's so supportive of women. Dani, where did you launch?
When we first started, like when I was still in college, a few of our first retailers were like Nasty Gal, American Eagle, Brandy Melville.
Those are big retailers. Those are very big retailers.
Yeah, soon after I think was Nordstrom came next. So that was all really, really exciting. And again, it's like kind of that same thing. Once one store sees, you know, that American Eagle or Nasty Gal has it, they're like, okay.
The domino effect.
We want that too.
Yes, yes. Well, that's a big deal. So tell me, so now you guys have both grown your businesses. This is doing amazing. So tell me about your collaboration, because I do think women are stronger together. I love that you're supporting each other. So tell me what made you guys decide to collab.
I mean, so we have actually talked about this for years. Like when Dani and I were studying, I have a picture perfect memory of this. I don't know if Dani does, but when we were studying abroad in Australia, we were sitting on the ferry on our way back from somewhere to somewhere, going back to Sydney, and Dani's like, I really don't know what I'm gonna do when I graduate. Like, I'm just gonna figure it out, but like, I know I'm in this, like, you know, I was like, I don't know if I want to do sports, but I know I'm getting this business background. I don't know where it's gonna lead, and Dani was kind of like, yeah, I just remember this super clear. We had a conversation and I was like, we both have this entrepreneur. We want to work for ourselves. We want to start something, but we don't really know where it's going to take us. So we are just going to go with it. And I had I had it planned. So I was a little bit more like, I need to have this job. And I think that's when it relaxed me from living in Australia. So I have a special connection to Australia, Dani, and that whole world of our life, that to me, this jewelry is even more sentimental beyond the significance and cool factor of it and accessibility of it, but more that it's kind of ties in, for me at least, like the whole story of why I find Bondi to be such a happy place for me, like a source of happiness. Like jewelry makes me happy. I change my jewelry every day the way you change your clothes every day. Like, so this is our way of bringing both of our like truest loves together.
Yeah. And for me, obviously tattoos are so my life, and my business is of course my life too, but jewelry, I would have to say, is like one of my like just huge like passions, just forever, as long as I can remember. Even when Jessie and I were younger, always talking about how obsessed we were with each other's jewelry, and always talking about just how we styled it. And for me, anything obviously art, design, creative, it's something I love, but jewelry definitely has a special place in my heart. So this is such a dream to be able to work with Jessie. We've known each other forever. And to be able to bring my designs to life in gold, I'm just like blown away at how it all came out. I was so excited.
Seeing Dani's reaction was my favorite part. I mean, like, honestly, the reaction people have to the jewelry, the sentiment, the emotion, like that smile, or just being able to make it work for someone or see what they got, like their dreams come into reality, is actually the best feeling of all time. And I tried to make it so perfect, I wouldn't let her look at anything. I'm like, Dani, this is a reveal. Like, I just want to like, you see this.
I love it. Wait, let me just ask, Dani, so do you do a lot of custom work as well?
I do. So we definitely have two kind of big collections a year. We'll do like a spring, summer, fall, winter collection, but then we will do a lot of custom stuff with brands, with different influencers. We're working with Ulta right now. We just created a custom Pride collection. So whatever, you know, kind of current events or themes are. But we have a lot of companies who come to me because they know that I'm really going to hand draw something that's cool, that's wearable, that's not just like a cheesy, you know, kitty temporary tattoo. They really want something that's, you know, elevated and on trend, and they know is like authentic from a fine artist.
A lot of people go and get your tattoos permanently done.
Yes, it's insane. We'll get DMs on Instagram all the time of people who've been like, oh my gosh, I loved it so much, I got it. All of my friends' moms are like, this is dangerous. Stop giving our kids your tattoos, because now they want them all for real. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but it is.
Yeah, but you can just put it on every day.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, I'll give you 1,000. You'll put one on every day, and like you can pretend you have it for real.
I know. I'm very.
And then when your skin changes, you don't need to actually have to worry about getting it off.
I know. I'm very much a tattoo person and jewelry person. So I feel like this is the perfect collab. When is the collab launching?
Monday.
Oh,
woo! That is
amazing.
amazing.
So the
We're
podcast.
fresh off the presses with your book. We're right in with our line, and we are like, I have your audiobook ready. Like can't wait.
Oh my God, that's so good. Right from
listen.
the horse's mouth. That's what I say. It's right from the horse's mouth. I'm so excited. Seriously, this is such an amazing collab. Nothing I love more than tattoos and amazing jewelry. I love that like you guys had jobs while you were launching your business. The hustle factor is unbelievable. I think a lot of people aren't as driven because they don't realize what it takes to start a business. And you guys are so like, what advice could you give to like other people? Because so many people also write to me, how do you start a business? How do you have the courage to do it? So what, both of you, each individually, what like real entrepreneurial real advice could you give? Like one tidbit of advice.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it was just going out there and doing something, whatever that was, taking the first step, the next step, not overthinking so much what's the right way to do something, because then you're like just never going to do it. You're going to paralyze yourself. So for me, like, it was just doing it, whether it's not the right way or the best way. I'll learn as I go, and you'll make those changes as you continue to grow. But it's just doing something, because you will never know if something works if you obviously don't just go out there and try it, and you're never going to realize what the best way to do it again until you actually are out there doing it. So that is always my biggest advice. You know, obviously you want to look into what you're doing and make sure, you know, you're really finding some sort of gap in the market or a real need for what you're doing in this product. But, you know, once you've kind of squared that away, it's just don't get in your head too much. Just go, just do something, take that first next step. And that's the only way you're really going to get anywhere.
Exactly. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Jessie, what do you say also?
So I know you said one, so I'm gonna not be long-winded, but I'm gonna give three short ones.
Okay, good.
I've learned a lot over time just from truly the growth of a human being and just maturity versus like Bondi 1.0, Bondi 2.0, as in kind of who I am as a person and my acceptance of criticism, critique, anything that is in that area. So I think lessons for my younger self, to anyone who is looking to start a business, it would be a few things. One would be, you don't know everything. So like, ask questions and definitely get those answers. And if they if they make you upset, that's fine, but take it in, take it with a grain of salt, apply it the way that it serves you and your business, and really like try to take yourself out of the equation when it comes to like the personality behind the business, as well as the pieces speaking for themselves. A combination of just kind of, you know, I'm not the smartest person in the room, even if I will be confident like I am sometimes. And just kind of accepting that and accepting that criticism.
I'm with you. That's very, very accurate. I feel the same way.
I also really, the number one thing I think that I didn't realize at the beginning that I learned later is never leaving a conversation without an action item, a next step, or closing a deal, whether it's literally a networking relationship where you're just like, hey, when's our next coffee date? Or, hey, when's the follow through with this meeting? But kind of as you start businesses, following through, making sure you keep these relationships intact and staying connected. And a handwritten card is always the number one way to go.
It's funny, we were doing an event with Darren Kopp, who, you know, was trained by Andy Cohen in the entertainment industry, and she said Andy Cohen made sure she always handwrites a thank you note. It is.
I don't think
by the way, I was on bad behavior, not in business, but in personal, I was very bad. Sometimes I faltered with the handwritten thank you notes. I mean, I did personal ones, but I was overwhelmed at one point.
By the way, it's overwhelming because I do it at, like, I walk out of a meeting and I'll literally sit where I am and I'll write it right there and then mail it right after.
The problem is, what do we do? Then you keep all the cards.
I know. Well, that's hard.
Guilty throwing it out. Then I'm like, holy crap, what are we going to do? And then they're in boxes.
A whole box of cards. It's terrible.
I know.
I have millions.
I know,
and millions.
it's terrible. So tell us, what was your big girl panty moment when you guys were like, holy crap, I don't know if I could do this, each individually?
I was pulling on my pants.
For me,
Oh
I mean, looking back now, it seems like, I mean, duh, like, of course, like, it was not a big deal. But, you know, when I first started off, I was really doing everything myself, like putting every tattoo and every pack, making sure it looked perfect, like, went in the box perfectly. Like, I was such a perfectionist. Each, like, thing was like my child. I just felt like I had to oversee every detail. And it obviously just got to be absolutely not possible. I mean, I was packing orders until, you know, 3 a.m, and I kind of just, had to put my big girl panties on and realize, okay, I really need to let go of this part and, you know, just find like a warehouse, a distribution center, someone who could really handle the logistics for me. But that giving up that control and giving up overseeing everything and really having it be like all like me actually hand touching each thing and having my mark on it was a really, really hard thing to do. Looking back now, it's like, oh my gosh, of course, like there's no other option. You have to.
No,
do
I'm
that
relating to you. That's why I pointed to Coco.
Yeah, but it felt like such a huge deal then. Like, it felt just like, not that you're handing over the business, but that you're handing over a big part of it, and you have to put trust in someone else that's not you. So that back then was really hard for me. But of course, it like changed my life, changed my business. It's, you know, the only way to do it. But that was hard at that point.
Absolutely, that was. What about you, Jessie?
Well, I mean, I had Bondi, my baby, for 4 years before I went full time. So I think putting in the work to know that I wasn't ready until I was ready, even if the business was making money, even if we were getting a lot of traction, and even if, you know, every single person in the world was saying, you know, you're going to be so successful, I really needed to, in my head, not needed. That's my life coach, who's the best ever. We removed the word need. You want. I wanted. No one, but just my little 2 cents. But I wanted to be in Milwaukee for the full experience of why I moved there, which was, at the time, it was the Bucks were revitalizing the entire downtown district of Milwaukee, revitalizing with the new arena, entertainment center, district, training center, you know, beer garden, everything. And the ownership I had as a 24-year-old, 25-year-old was like another level of an experience and learning from mentors that I never would have been able to otherwise learn for. And so even though I moved there alone, didn't know anyone there, left with my boss from New York. Yeah, like just a little girl from Westchester off on her way to Milwaukee. And I really did fall in love with it. I was there for 2 years, easily. But at the end, when I was so ready to follow and pursue this passion that now was turning into a real life dream, when I was making my business plan and I was really thinking it out, I was like, it's not time to leave yet. I have more that I know I'm going to learn here, even if it's ready on Bondi's side. I know, you know, I have more knowledge to gain as a individual and entrepreneur and a businesswoman. I'm too young. Like you only learn from experience. So you could be wise, but you can't have actual experiences. I mean, you can't learn without actual experiences. So I think that was the hardest big girl moment for me, I think, was understanding when I shouldn't, like, not jumping too early and taking the most out of an experience when I was, you know, fish out of water, not near my family, not near my friends, not near my outlets of people who were like my, you know, part of how I function and survive on like a regular basis. And then actually leaving and then doing Bondi full time, and the shock of it, like just it all being at once, and it finally, I don't know, when I just came and I turned my apartment to a showroom. I had all my dreams that I dreamed out about in the middle of the night in bed in Milwaukee, like how I was aiming for, just finally like happening. And that was definitely my big girl moment, and big girl freak out, and big girl happy moment.
Oh, good. That's so good. I love that. So
we have one more question, but I also want to go back to manifesting after, because I know you guys are big in manifesting. I always ask everybody what percentage they are determination to delusion, because we all have to be a little bit delusional, but what percentages are you guys?
Okay, wait. Can you define how you view delusion?
Okay, so eternal, unfaltered optimism, like the true belief that everything is going to be okay, it's going to work out. Of course, you're famous already before anyone even knew your name. Of course, my brand is going to be in Bergdorf's. You know, that just like eternal optimism, never a negative way.
Okay, that's a good question. My answer is I've always operated failure is not an option, just not.
Yes.
So that's how I just work that way every day. It's just not an option. If someone's going to knock off your design, go design a new one. If someone's going to say no about the store, go to a new store. It's just failure's not an option.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
So delusional? I might be a little delusional. But
yeah. I think you're probably about the same as Marge, 50-50.
I say I'm 50% delusional, 50% determined, because in my
when I was
like, of course I'm doing this. Of course this is going to happen. Of course I'm going to, this business is going to take off. And you need the grit to get it going. What about you, Dani?
I would say, I think you have to be, like you said, like a little bit delusional almost to have that confidence to go and conquer things, because you're creating your own path and you're creating a new path. And assumedly, what you're doing is doing something new that people haven't seen before. So you kind of have to have a bit of that delusional aspect to you to just portray like to anyone else who's going to be buying into your company, like why this is like it and everything, and have them see what you see and feel. But I guess I would say I probably maybe am a little more determined than delusional. Like I think I look at things very realistically, almost in a more of like a common sense sort of way. So I guess I would have to say I'm slightly maybe more determined than delusional, but I guess you have to be pretty delusional to be like, I'm going to make a temporary tattoo company and like this is going to be a thing. So
now tell me about the manifestation. You girls always manifesting. Tell us both of you tell us both.
Well, so for us, I think we all look at manifestation differently, but we all believe it works or it has its powers. We personally, the language you use around yourself and with your peers and especially your coworkers, and I think it's something I learned as a young manager. Word choice is so important in that the words you use around yourself, around the people you work with, and how you take care of yourself, being your own best friend and using that positive outlook is, to me, the key of manifesting something that is a fate that you can attain, like that's attainable. And it doesn't mean you're manifesting, I'm going to marry Brad Pitt. I don't know why I thought of Brad Pitt, but it's just like, it's manifesting, hey, like we have put everything in, we've put all this work in, we've done this, we've set ourselves up for success. We are going to manifest what's to come based off of, how much work, how much time, and how much we know we did to deliver everything we could, and manifesting kind of that, and just keeping that positive outlook. We're positive people. We're yes people. It's just how long are you willing to wait, and how much are you willing to spend?
Dani?
Yeah, I think Jessie pretty much covered that. Like what we kind of just try and do is always putting, positive vibes into the universe, and like when I think you like really pour your heart into something, I think that like resonates. So I think just, everything that we do, we're just putting like our heart, our soul, so much work. And I think everything comes back around. So
agreed.
Yeah. You guys are the cutest.
You guys are the absolute cutest.
Honestly, you guys are cute as fuck.
Yeah, that's what's
incredible business.
Yeah, and I don't want it. You're incredible businesswomen, and you're so young. So I just feel like such great things have come out of the both of you, and I'd love to see young women do this. Now, what I think is important. I'm sure you're going to mentor other women, right? Mentoring other young women and give everybody a leg up, right? Because it's important.
Yes.
You have to.
Yeah.
I think I learned firsthand when I moved into the jewelry and like this women jewelry dominated industry, not in a bad way, but it's very, not everyone wants to help or guide or be a reference.
We know that one, believe me.
And I just made like a promise to myself, and even in business, like the way I operate here is when people do something well, I tell them they do something well. I don't just tell them when they do a bad job, because that's what happens to me in my old career. Is like you never get like I don't over accolade, of course, but like, you know, you have to motivate people to want to be with you and working with you and as passionate about what you're doing. And so you have to treat everyone with that same respect and kindness.
I agree.
Yes.
Well, I am so excited for just watching you guys grow and flourish and all the exciting things that are going to come in both of your careers, because you two are going to set the world on fire. Just,
and to
I mean,
launch this collaboration, it's going to be great.
That's so sweet, guys.
Good energy around it.
Yeah, there is.
I believe like art obviously is so transferable, and it was a dream to be able to bring something that's not something I'm like, you surround yourself with people who do things better than you do. Whoops. And so this is that. And like we took Dani's tattoos where she was thriving in, and she was this amazing artist. And then we took our like great manufacturing and ability to produce this out. And then we kind of, I feel like we really hit it. Everything is under $500 that we're putting out for these, particularly because we wanted it to be like, you know, you add this to things you already own, like earrings, necklaces. This happens to be on Bondi. We just launched this extension clasp piece. So like you add it to literally any necklace like this. That way you don't have to worry about like putting them on and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Or your wedding ring or like anything.
That's great.
I love that.
And then we're going to sell our hoops in a bundle with Dani's so that everyone can get a nice good deal if people don't have hoops and feel like
they're so cute. I have one of each. I have like the cactus in one ear, I have the heart in another. They're so just versatile.
So cute.
Amazing.
There's so much personality in it too. You could really, you know, do something that works for you. I love it.
Yeah.
We have a lot of tattoo designs that are all like inspirational, motivational, uplifting designs, and those are absolutely our best sellers because it's like, it's simple, it's little. Every time you look down, it like actually inspires you. Sometimes it's just a little thing. So we really made sure that we included 2 of our really like motivational sayings to make into jewelry. So we have one that says smile, and then I don't know if we're gonna be able to see it in my ear, but it says be kind.
Oh,
I love. You know what's so crazy? A million years ago, I had a gold bracelet that said, I dare you. And I wore this bracelet all the time, and I loved it. And every time I looked at it, I thought to myself, you could do it. You have the confidence, put another foot in front of the other. And I tattooed I dare you on my wrist because I
think that's gonna have to be the next.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah, I have smile.
Yes. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Guys are very entertaining. You're both amazing.
Congrats on everything, and especially the new book, because I'm
Thank
so
you.
thrilled and excited for you.
Thank you so much. Mwah.
Bye.
Congrats. You are the cutest, adorable,
and majorly successful.
Both so successful, driven.
Amazing girls.
Yes.
Women. I call everyone girls because I like to be called a girl because I'm eternally young. I'm 40 in a crop top. I think I'm having a midlife crisis.
A midlife crisis. Well, I don't know what's going on. I'm like Mrs. Roper lately.
You look very sexy.
I know. I'm very vintage Palm Beach. I don't know what's going on, but
I love as well when Jess is saying, you know, my life coach had me remove the word need and say want. I think it is like, I like how she chooses very much the way her attitude is going to be. The very conscious choices. Choose happy. I don't need something. I want something. And those are things.
Yes, the only thing we need is food, water, and shelter.
Correct.
You only need food, water, and shelter. Everything else is a choice, and everything else is what you want. And you know what? If we want happiness, we choose it and we make it happen.
And my grandmother used to say when I was a little kid, Nanny Barrel, she would say, you know, it takes many more muscles in your face to frown and not even as many to smile. So if you want to,
and it costs a lot more money to fix it.
Exactly. If you want to waste your energy and money on Botox in the morning, wake up with a frown. You know, so that's why I think I was always a smiler.
I know you are a smiler, and I'm a smiler.
And now we could buy smiley faces for our jewelry too.
Exactly.
But
and
one other quote I want to share with everyone too, because I saw a great quote this week. And
okay, good.
Share it. It's very, you know, I can't even think of it, pertinent to this.
Pertinent.
You know, if you are in the comfort of a job right now, but you have dreams and aspirations you want to follow, comfort provides a cushion, but it also provides a ceiling. So you got to step away from your comfort zone so you could go beyond it.
That's right.
Don't let it hold you back.
I like that. I like that.
So
be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
A little bit. No, meaning to the fact is your job provides comfort, which is true. But if you have dreams and aspirations, it's okay to feel uncomfortable while you're achieving them, because then you will be much happier in the long run. That's what she's really saying.
Yes.
And sometimes achieving your dreams, you're a little bit uncomfortable along the way because you're scared, you're this, you're that. But, you know, being comfortable doesn't always bring happiness in the long run. You're just status quo. There's no momentum. There's no gaining.
No.
There's no
There's
achieving.
a cap on how far you can go when you're comfortable. You have to step out of your comfort zone. So I think they did that really well at such a young age.
And they're happy and they're fun, and I'm very excited. Well, Caviar Dreamers, keep dreaming.
Yes.
You could find me at the Real Margaret Josephs. You could also buy my book, Caviar Dreams, Tuna Fish Budget, and come see me because I'm going to be on tour.
Yes, she's going out like Shep with costume changes.
Yeah, costume changes and all.
New episodes every week at Caviar Dreams, Tuna Fish Budget on a Wednesday. Everywhere you can find your podcast, Spotify, Apple, Amazon. They're everywhere these days. Tune in. Keep dreaming.
Tune in. Keep dreaming.
No one